Hi, this is going to be a collective tarot reading, but I'm going to start with an astrological update. I'll put in the comments a timestamp so that you can go directly to the reading if that's what you prefer. This is going to be a really big week. We are heading to the full moon in Virgo. There's a lot going on with it. The sun is in Pisces, which started February 18th and goes through the 20th. Keep in mind that Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac cycle, so some of you may be feeling really exhausted. At this time, a group of planets are coming together with Pisces, starting with Jupiter, Neptune, and Mercury. And this is a line of planets that hasn't happened since, well, in 166 years. It makes for a very big transformational energy. The moon changes signs every 2.5 days. It went into Leo on Sunday the 13th. This fixed fire energy is, Leos want what they want. But other influences question practicality. On Tuesday the 15th, the moon moved into Virgo, bringing structure, order, perfection, but also adaptability, patience, and change. Virgo is also very emotional, with Mercury being its ruler, and having an analytical influence. With this full moon being in Virgo on Friday the 18th, it creates an analysis of deep-seated emotions. So we can experience dreams and old memories that come out of the blue, which likely have already started when the sun moved into Pisces, that brings up emotions that have been avoided. Could be things like anger, rage, regret, shame, guilt, remorse, those kind of things. Old emotional baggage. Mercury activated March 9th and it goes through March 27th. It gives the opportunity to look at this old baggage, to analyze it, and then to have communication with ourselves for forgiveness, compassion, and love. Jupiter then plays a role in expansion. And then when Venus comes in to play April 5th, and it's there through May 2nd, it awakens our senses. In connection to the old baggage, and with the help of Neptune, it can create healing of the self. The Virgo full moon is huge. It will ask, what do you value? And is your life in alignment with what you value on a soul level? So what you're aligning to during this time will affect all of your relationships. It's the energy that you're putting out to attract back to you. Once the moon goes into Libra on Saturday the 19th, and the sun moves into Aries on the 20th, the energy is going to be changing. Now, through all of these changes and this full moon, it's going to impact Sagittarius and Gemini with the most challenges. It's also going to affect the water signs of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and the earth signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. All of these will be very affected, but Sagittarius and Gemini are going to have the biggest challenges. Okay, so this tarot reading is going to be looking at these energies. Keep in mind that often change doesn't happen overnight. We're approaching the solstice coming up, which also will bring in new energy, as well as we're getting ready to go into eclipse season again, which is very, very much change energy. But there's a great deal of opportunity this week here to make some changes and to start to heal from within, to come more fully into alignment with who you are on a soul level. So take what feels right for you in your heart and leave the rest. Okay, twin flames. This is going to be a feminine and a masculine read individually. And I'm going to use the same format as I did with the cardinal, fixed, immutable astrological signs. In case you watched one of those, I am going to use the same format. So We're going to do females, feminines on the left. Sorry, feminines. Take it as it resonates. Feminine doesn't necessarily mean you're female. You could be a man with more feminine energy. And also we have masculine and feminine within each of us. So as you're watching this, you could possibly get information on the feminine side that coincides with your feminine, and on the masculine side that coincides with your masculine side, not just necessarily your counterpart for either. Okay, so what we're going to do first is your current challenge during this full moon and this big astrological planetary change that we're going through. If you didn't listen to the astrological explanation, you might want to go back through it. It gives a pretty comprehensive understanding of what this energy is all about. But we're going to ask, thank you, Divine Source, for using me as a divine channel to bring forth the most beneficial, most needed information at this time for the collective of the twin flames, both feminine and masculine, to assist them in aligning with their souls and the divine to be in their highest potentials. What can you show us for the feminines for what their current challenges will be during this full moon and these energy shifts? For the feminines, what are their challenges? Thank you. Okay, hold on, this one went way over here on the floor. Okay, we get blessings. One more pass to see if there's any more. For the feminines, what are their challenges during this full moon? Okay, that's all I'm getting is blessings for the feminine. So what I'm feeling is your challenges are not seeing what your blessings are, not seeing where you're blessed, how you're blessed, not seeing. I'm really getting where your wisdom is at, where your wisdom and knowledge is at, and you're not seeing how that's, it comes so natural for the Empress and the High Priestess that sometimes if you've been stuck in old energies, like victimhood, for instance, and the feminine energy has struggled for the last several years, you may not have a real understanding and realization of what your blessings are, how you bless others by your wisdom and knowledge. I also feel like we'll see how this comes out, but I also feel like it's about some stuff that you still need to let go of within yourself, that you're struggling on releasing and letting go of something. It's almost like that last piece where you can completely be who you are. Okay, so now let's do the masculines. What are the current challenges for the masculines through this new moon and these planetary changes? Thank you. Okay, I got romance and nature. So, masculines, you are struggling with it feels like your definition of romance. It feels like relationships in general, and this came out in the mutable signs reading, holding on to things that were kind of patterns in your previous relationships that, okay, it's like you're afraid it'll happen again. It's because you need to resolve all the energies. It's in the past, it's done, it's over with, and you can't move forward until you let go of what is done and over with and allow the energy to change and transform within you so that not only you become a different person, but you attract different energy to you. So know that we've been releasing a lot of karmic energy. A lot of our previous relationships have been karmic, and we had to go through certain lessons. And so we had to experience what we experienced in order to learn the lessons. But learning the lessons is part of letting go. Also, there's been ancestral themes that have carried down through generations, that it's now time to release and let go of all of that energy, as well as anything that you learned from possibly your parents' relationships, other people that were significant in your life, how their relationships were that developed certain ideas. It's time to let all of that go. And then nature. You know, I feel like it's somehow a challenge for you to have the realization of how connected to the earth you are. Some of you need to get out into nature. You need to spend some time alone in nature so that you can reconnect with something internal within you that is based in nature. It's a challenge. It feels like it's going to bring out some more truth of who you are that you don't even have any realizations about. Okay, next we're going to get emotion cards, because this is a full moon that, you know, the full moon is in Virgo, and Virgo is very emotional. It's a very emotional planet sign. And so it's going to bring up a lot of emotional stuff to be cleared, as well as help form new structure. So it's in releasing the emotions and releasing the old baggage that it allows you to form new foundations. And that's what letting go of the old stuff is, so that you can embody something different, a different way of being, and call in something different. So for the feminines, what emotions can you show us for the feminine twin flames on what they will be experiencing during this full moon. Okay, so I got hurts. Let's see if we get any more. Yep. Yep. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So, feminines, where you have felt hurt in your life, where you have been overwhelmed, where you have been worried, and where you've been disorganized. Virgo is very about organization. So it's going to bring up everywhere where you haven't been organized in your life, where there's maybe been chaos, where Virgos are also warriors. They're one of the biggest warriors of the astrological signs. It's probably why they get so overwhelmed. So all of these are coming up with this Virgo moon. All of this stuff where it's been in your life and you've maybe stuffed it down, where you've not wanted to look at it, or you didn't want to deal with it. So you put on a false mask. Wherever you've been hurt, you might start having memories of things come up where you've been hurt. And it's all coming up for the good. It's coming up to be done with it. Maybe some of these things are self-imposed. You have hurt yourself in some way. Maybe you've betrayed yourself in some way. It's time for forgiveness, whether it's for you or for others, to forgive. Ultimately, forgiveness of others is forgiveness that is to your benefit. And forgiving yourself definitely is a benefit for yourself. Finding compassion and love for yourself. Okay, and for the masculines, what emotions are they going to be challenged with during this full moon? For this collective, what emotions are our masculines going to be dealing with? Okay, right off the bat, we got angry. What else can you show us for what the masculines are going to be challenged with during this full moon period? To transmute, to shift, to face, to look at. I get laziness. I'm going to see if there's more because a couple others felt like they wanted to come out. They kind of came out and went back in. Let's see. Stick that in there because it was one of them. For the masculines. Thank you. Interesting. We got organized. Okay. So it is possible that the way they've been coming up for me is if they're a positive, it's a challenge to be organized. So it's basically the same thing as what the feminines got, is not being organized. So things might be coming up in your life, addressing these things. You may have situations coming up that have made you angry in your life that you haven't addressed, you haven't dealt with, you've just stuffed the energy of it. Maybe, you know, like Pisces are really big about this. They don't want to have any kind of confrontation, so they stuff their energy and tend to kind of dismiss things. And all of the signs, all the mutable signs can be this way. Nobody really likes confrontation. But all of these type things, you may have things come up about that show about laziness. Maybe you felt like you were too lazy. You beat up on yourself. Maybe you were told you were lazy and you bought into it. It could come across in several ways. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to get archetype cards. So what types of archetypes will the twins be facing during this full moon that will help to show them where their current challenges are? So for the feminines, what kind of archetypes can we show them that will help to show what their challenges are during this full moon period? Thank you. Okay, so first I got the networker. And what else can we show them? What else might the feminines be dealing with during this full moon period? Thank you. Okay, and we got the prostitute. One more pass to see if we get any more. Oh, yep. We got the mentor and the father. I'm going to do one more pass because I still feel like there might be another one. For the feminines, what archetypes? There we go. Thank you. And we got the Fool. Okay. So, the mentor and the father and the Fool. Let's put this inward here. So, let's start with the networker. What we're mostly looking in is the shadow side, but I'm intuiting this to see what kind of challenges you might have had in your life that will be coming to surface with these types of emotions, to show you what it is that you need to release and let go of. So then this feels like if any of you feminines have been engaged in gossip, if you tend to, it goes a little bit into victimhood, feeling like you talk about or you express things that can create fear or negativity. Those kind of things I feel might be coming up for you to release so that you can completely let go of that energy. And then we have the prostitute. And as I talked about before about the prostitute, or did I? No, that was for the mutable signs. If the prostitute didn't come up for them, I was just explaining. Carolyn Mace talks about everybody has a prostitute. And basically what a prostitute is, it's allowing situations in your life to occur in your life so that you get some kind of a gain out of it. So a good example might be staying at a job and working at a job where maybe you have a horrible boss or it's a horrible work environment and you put up with it. Maybe you're very passive and you put up with it because you make such good money. So that could be prostituting yourself. Prostituting oneself usually has to do with money, sex, or power, according to Carolyn Mace. So basically, it's placing material considerations that somehow empower you, that somehow help you in life, or seemingly help you in life at least. But you're not looking at the whole picture. You're only looking at one aspect of it. So you're compromising your values. You know, this full moon is very much about what are our values. So for the feminines, you may be needing to look at what are my values, and is in asking, are my value, am I living in alignment with my values? Is there somewhere in your life that you're accepting something and prostituting yourself for that doesn't fall in alignment with your values? Maybe you're being passive in some way instead of speaking your truth. Okay. And then the mentor. This feels very much in alignment with not understanding your blessings. It feels very much in alignment with always passing your wisdom and knowledge off as not being wisdom and knowledge, as always feeling like you need to be a student instead of being the teacher or a leader. As a high priestess and an empress, the divine feminine is very much a leader. She is not a follower. She is not less than. She's powerful in her own right. And then we have the Father. So the Father is someone who is creative, someone who is supportive of their family, of their tribe. And the shadow side can be someone who tries to control everything, who is more dictatorial, who's more authoritarian, and in that way can abuse their authority. So that kind of stuff may be coming up where you need to look at, are there ways that you tried to just be in control? And that could very much come from ancestral energy. Very much so. That feels very ancestral. So it may be that you need to release some ancestral energy. And then forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for carrying that. There was a purpose to it. And then we have the Fool. So the Fool is fearless. The Fool has total trust and faith that everything they do is going to turn out right, that they're always going to be headed down the right path. So the shadow side of that would be not having the faith, not having the trust, denying yourself, denying the truth of who you are, denying your connection with the divine. It could also have to do with putting on masks to show up in the world as different than who you really are, which is kind of what I said in a roundabout different way. All right, so for the masculines, let's see what the current challenges are for the masculines. Using the archetype cards, Divine Source, show us what are the current challenges for the masculines during this full moon in this planetary shift. Okay, let's do that again. There we go. I know those cards want to come out. There we got one. Okay. We got the Teacher, and we got the Exorcist, and we got the Damsel. Let's see, there was a couple others that felt like they twice tried to come out and then didn't. Let's see if they're going to come out for us. For the masculines, the current challenges. There we go. I knew there was another one that wanted to come out. And then I got a whole bunch that I'm not going to take because there's way too many. There's like 20 of them. But we're going to take this one. We've got the Visionary. Okay. So, the Teacher. So the Teacher is a great communicator. You have to be a great communicator in order to teach. You have to have skills, you have to have knowledge, you have to have wisdom. So where is it that you are shortchanging yourself, that you are not allowing yourself to embody the wisdom and the knowledge that you have, and allowing the skills to come in that you are going to need for the rest of your life that may be different than what you've had or recognize that you have in the past. Maybe you have skills that you use and you're aware of, but you don't see them as skills. You don't see the importance of them. And then communication skills. This may bring up a lot about what you need to release about communication or lack of communication skills. And I feel like there's a lot of fear involved with that. So I'm surprised the Fear card did not come out. But where another thing is, where in your life have you been manipulative? What is it about being manipulative that you need to let go of? Who did you learn? Who was it in your life that you learned from how to manipulate to get your needs met? Okay. And then we have the Exorcist. So the light side of this is freeing yourself from others and the destructive impulses. So again, this is about fear, and it's about keeping yourself imprisoned with destructive impulses. This may relate to immaturity, some immaturity, where you're still impulsive and destructive in your impulses, afraid of facing your own demons. Yeah, I'm surprised fear or scared didn't show up in your emotions, because you've got two cards here that are carrying that kind of energy. And then we have the damsel. So the damsel is indicative of, on the light side, it's someone who is very inspiring. She's very independent. But on the shadow side, it's someone who is always waiting to be rescued. Always being in victimhood where someone needs to come and rescue them. I see how these cards tie in together. And then we have the visionary. So a visionary is someone who sees something. So look at some of the famous scientists, Edison. I can't think of his name. Oh shoot, I can see his face. The leaders of back then, where they all had these dreams of what they thought reality was, and everybody told them they were crazy, and they proved it. They proved it as true because they were visionaries. They had a capacity to see a greater thing than the average, and they pursued it to prove it. Where in your life, in what ways, and why, if you can figure out why, this will help you release this. Why have you been selling yourself short? Who impressed upon you that you are less than? Who put the fear in you that you don't have the wisdom and the knowledge and the experience and the skills to be the visionary? Did you do it to yourself? Or was it impressed upon you? Or is it a little both? What experiences in your life have influenced you? And made you feel less than? Okay, the next thing we're going to do is get oracle card advice. And we're going to use the Sacred Forest Oracle for these. So for the feminines, Source, what can you show us for an oracle advice card? For what the feminines, how the feminines can move through these energies easier. In what way they can move through these energies. What can we do to help our feminines? What advice would you have? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we got a few of them here. Okay. So, feminines, we got retreat. We got truth. We got wisdom. We got strength, joy, and manifesting your dreams. So what I'm going to do is read just the last little short part from the book on each of these. So we'll start with retreat, and that's number 38. The spirit guardian of winter says, enter the silent, deep place within you. Renew, retreat, repair your body, items, and relationships. Examine your life and make adjustments as needed. Watch your nocturnal dreams. Meditate. Look for good messages from spirit. Okay. Then we have truth, which is number 32. The spirit of the raven says, the soul loves the truth. Find your truth. Speak your truth. Live your truth. Be fearless in your journey. Follow your inner guidance. Let go of what is not authentic and sincere in life. Be a shining example of truth for others. Beautiful. And then 27 is wisdom. The spirit of the owl says, trust in your ability to see the deepest truth in situations and in people. Wisdom is growing within you in mysterious ways, beyond your awareness. This is a good time to sign up for an inspirational course. Messages from Spirit are all around you. Look for them and trust what you feel. So far you have a theme of trust here. Trusting and going within and allowing. Okay, then strength is number 2. The spirit of the ancient oak tree says, you are wise and strong beyond measure. Stand firm and rooted where you are. Speak your truth. You are intuitively guided in the right direction. Again, you have truth coming out. The hummingbird spirit says, replenish yourself. This is joy. True happiness comes from following the dictates of your soul. Life is change. Be open to change and look for joy in the moment. Find your boundaries and stand strong. Discover your joy. All is well. And then we have manifesting your dreams, which is 46. The spirit of water says, water flows in cycles, and right now you are in a cycle of manifesting your dreams. Don't stop the flow by doubting or hesitating. Allow your emotions the freedom to be expressed. Timing is everything. Right now is your time. Beautiful. Okay. Let's ask what advice we can show for the masculines, the divine masculine twin flames, for this full moon and this planetary shift that we're going through. What advice do we have for the masculines? How can we advise them to move through these energies. Okay, I got 3. So we got freedom, and we got chaos, and we got renewal. I don't know if you can see them or not. Let's see if we got any others for the Divine Masculines. What advice do we have? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right, Divine Masculine, you literally got the Trust card and Courage. Divine Feminine got Strength, you got Courage and Stillness. And I'm not at all surprised on the Courage card. Okay, so again, I'm going to read the little bit at the end. I know this is turning out to be a long reading. Freedom, number 13. The spirit of the eagle says, "This is the time to express yourself. Don't hold back. Choose life on your terms. Don't be trapped by the expectations of others." And then we have chaos. That's number 42. The spirit of the storm says, "Shred outmoded thinking and self-imposed blockages. Tear down walls of self-imposed limitations. Step into chaos and embrace it, rather than trying to suppress it. Do the unexpected." And number 20 is renewal. And the feminines got retreat. The spirit of the frog says, "Be willing to release any preconceived notions of how life should unfold. This is a time to be adaptable. Be willing to change. Abundance and good fortune will follow." Then we have Trust, which is number 9. The spirit of the crystal cave says, "You can let go and allow your clear, focused intention to flow freely. Follow the nudges from your soul. Listen to others, but trust your instincts." And then Courage is number 3. The spirit of the aspen says, "The energy of your inner spiritual warrior is ready to step forward to face any challenges or blockages in life. Be willing to accept help. Be fearless." Interesting. There you got your be fearless. That's why I said I wasn't surprised the Courage showed up, because you had so much fear, scared feeling coming out there. And the last one is Stillness, number 33. The spirit of the reflecting pool says, "In silence, you will find the dwelling place of your soul. Take time to move into quietude, and you'll uncover a vast store of insight emerging within you. In ongoing situations in your life, hold back. Take time to reflect before responding." Okay. Well, that's what I have for you. I hope you found this helpful. And I wish you well on this journey. Many blessings. Please know that I do not use any other social media sites. and I will never initiate contact with you. The only way that you can reach me is via email. In the description box, you will find information that explains the services I offer. I would appreciate it if you would help me to get my channel out there more for other people to see by a like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.